Two legends separated by thousands of years. When fans talk about the greatest Sith Lords, these names always come up, but if these titans ever faced each other, who would actually walk away? So here's what makes this matchup so fascinating. Both Darth Vader and Darth Revan started in remarkably similar places. They were both considered the most gifted Jedi of their time. Both fought in devastating wars that shaped the galaxy, and both fell to the dark side believing it was necessary to save what they loved. Anakin Skywalker was literally born as the Chosen One, with the highest midi-chlorian count ever recorded. The Jedi believed he would bring balance to the Force, but after losing everything on Mustafar, burning under the lava, he became more machine than man. The black armor, the breathing apparatus, the cybernetic limbs. They kept him alive, but they also changed him forever. Revan's story hits different, though. He wasn't prophesied or born from the Force itself. He earned his power through pure determination and an unmatched strategic mind. During the Mandalorian Wars, while the Jedi Council hesitated, Revan led the charge. He didn't just fight the Mandalorians, he systematically dismantled them. He activated the mass shadow generator on Malachor V, which killed countless people in one moment and shattered Mandalorian unity permanently. That's the kind of ruthless calculation we're talking about. Here's the thing that makes Revan unique. After falling to the dark side, he had his memory wiped by the Jedi Council. They basically reset him and retrained him from scratch. So Revan experienced both sides of the Force at their fullest. He mastered Jedi teachings, fell to the dark side, and learned ancient Sith secrets, then returned to the light. Very few Force users in Star Wars history have that kind of complete understanding. When we look at their physical capabilities, this gets interesting really fast. Vader's cybernetic body is both his greatest strength and his biggest weakness. Those mechanical limbs give him incredible power. We're talking about a guy who can casually lift grown men with one hand and crush metal like it's paper. In terms of pure physical strength, Vader has a serious advantage. But Revan has something else going for him: speed and agility. As a fully organic Force user, Revan could use acrobatic combat styles that Vader simply can't match anymore. Vader's heavy, deliberate fighting style works for him, but it means he gave up that quickness Anakin once had. There's another factor here that tips the scales. Vader's armor has a critical vulnerability. Those cybernetics and his respiratory system are extremely susceptible to Force lightning. And guess what Revan was exceptionally skilled at? Yeah, Force lightning. One well-placed lightning strike could short-circuit Vader's breathing apparatus. That's not theoretical. That's exactly what happened when Palpatine used lightning on Vader in Return of the Jedi. It nearly killed him. Now let's talk about lightsaber skills, because this is where both of them really shine. Vader mastered Form V, specifically Gem So. It's a power-based style that uses brute strength and aggressive counterattacks. We saw this in action during his duel with Obi-Wan on Mustafar, and especially in that hallway scene from Rogue One. When Vader ignites his saber, people die quickly. Revan, though, he was different. He studied multiple forms and could switch between them mid-combat. His preferred style combined elements of Ataru for agility, Nieman for versatility, and even Juyo when he needed raw aggression. According to the lore, Revan was so skilled with the Force that he could wield 2 additional lightsabers telekinetically while fighting with one in his hand. 3 sabers at once. That's the level of mastery we're discussing. In a straight lightsaber duel with no Force powers, this fight could honestly go either way. Vader's overwhelming strength and defensive prowess would clash against Revan's technical skill and unpredictability. But here's the reality. No Sith Lord fights without the Force. And when we add Force powers into this equation, the dynamics shift considerably. This is where the comparison gets really one-sided. Vader's Force abilities are genuinely terrifying. He could Force choke people from different star systems. He once pulled a Star Destroyer out of the sky. He's flooded entire cities using nothing but the Force. The raw power is absolutely there. But Revan's versatility changes everything. After studying both Jedi and Sith teachings, Revan could use abilities from both sides of the Force simultaneously. He could heal himself using light side powers while unleashing devastating dark side attacks. When he fought multiple Sith Lords from the Dark Council, he didn't just defend against their combined Force lightning, he caught it, amplified it, and sent it back at them with several times more power, reducing them to ash. There's also the endurance factor. Vader spent about 2 decades in his suit, dealing with constant pain and haunted by his past. Revan spent 300 years imprisoned by the Sith Emperor Vitiate, being tortured continuously while maintaining a mental battle against one of the most powerful Force users in history. His consciousness was literally torn between light and dark for centuries. The mental fortitude required for that is beyond comprehension. And remember that vulnerability I mentioned? Vader can't use Force lightning because of his mechanical hands, but he's extremely vulnerable to it. Revan has no such limitation. In a Force power battle, Revan has options that Vader simply doesn't have, and Vader has weaknesses that Revan can exploit. Let's talk about something that doesn't get mentioned enough in these debates: the strategic element. Anakin was brilliant in combat, creative, and willing to take risks. As Vader, he became a frontline commander who relied on the Empire's military might and his own overwhelming presence. Revan was something else entirely. This was a man who ended the Mandalorian Wars by understanding his enemy's culture and using it against them. He didn't just win battles, he won wars through careful planning and ruthless efficiency. When he waged the Jedi Civil War, he nearly brought down the entire Jedi Order through strategy alone. He only lost because his apprentice, Darth Malak, betrayed him. If these two faced each other in battle, Vader would likely come at Revan with direct force, trying to overwhelm him quickly. That's his style. But Revan would already be 3 steps ahead, looking for weaknesses, adapting his approach, waiting for the perfect moment to exploit Vader's limitations. So who wins? Based on everything we know from the expanded universe and the films, Revan takes this fight more often than not. It wouldn't be easy. Vader would push Revan to his absolute limits. But Revan's mastery of both sides of the Force, his immunity to his own Force lightning while Vader is vulnerable to it, his superior speed and agility, and his strategic brilliance give him too many advantages. Vader's raw power and physical strength would make this a legitimate fight. If Vader could end it quickly, with his overwhelming offensive style, he'd have a chance. But the longer the fight goes, the more Revan's versatility and tactical mind come into play. And that Force lightning vulnerability, that's a fight-ending weakness against someone like Revan. At the end of the day, both of these Sith Lords deserve their legendary status. Vader is the icon, the face of the dark side for a generation of fans. But Revan represents something different, a complete mastery of the Force that few have ever achieved. The galaxy is lucky these two never actually met. What do you think? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And hey, if you enjoyed this breakdown, consider subscribing. We've got plenty more Star Wars content coming your way. And thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.